Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 239, Whiskers' Great Escape. Once upon a time, in a cosy little village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a mischievous cat named Whiskers. Whiskers was no ordinary cat. He had a penchant for adventure and a curiosity that often led him into trouble. One sunny morning, as the birds chirped and the dew glistened on the grass, Whiskers decided it was time for a grand escapade. He stretched his sleek body, yawned, and leapt out of the window. His owner, Mrs. Thompson, called after him, "Whiskers, be careful out there." But Whiskers paid no heed. His tail held high, he trotted down the cobbled path, his paws brushing against daisies and buttercups. The world beckoned, and Whiskers was ready to explore. His first stop was the old oak tree at the edge of the meadow. Whiskers loved climbing trees, and this one was an ancient, its gnarled branches reaching for the sky. He scrambled up higher and higher until he could see the entire village below. The rooftops looked like a patchwork quilt, and the distant hills blurred into shades of green and blue. As Whiskers perched on a sturdy branch, he noticed something peculiar, a fluttering butterfly with wings as delicate as tissue paper. It danced in the sunlight, teasing Whiskers with its elusive beauty. Without a second thought, he leapt after it, his agile body twisting mid-air. But the butterfly was faster, and Whiskers found himself tumbling down, leaves rustling around him. He landed in a bed of wild flowers, dazed but unharmed. The butterfly had vanished, leaving Whiskers slightly disappointed. Yet he couldn't stay sad for long. The meadow was alive with activity. A family of rabbits nibbled on clover, and a ladybug crawled up a blade of grass. Whiskers watched, fascinated. His next adventure took him to the babbling brook that wound through the meadow. The water sparkled, inviting him to dip his paws. Whiskers hesitated. He'd never been fond of water, but curiosity won, and he gingerly stepped in. The coolness sent shivers up his spine, and he splashed around, pretending to be a fierce sea captain. Suddenly he spotted a fish darting beneath the surface. Whiskers forgot his fear and pounced, but the slippery fish eluded him. Determined, he chased it downstream, leaping over rocks and twirling in the current. The fish laughed, or so it seemed, and disappeared into a rocky crevice. Exhausted but exhilarated, Whiskers sat on a mossy stone, his fur damp and his eyes wide. The world was full of wonders. He'd climbed trees, chased butterflies, and played with fish. What else awaited him? As the sun dipped low, Whiskers realized he'd strayed far from home. The village lay hidden behind hills, and darkness settled like a cosy blanket. Panic fluttered in his chest. How would he find his way back? Just then a soft voice spoke. "Lost, are you?" Whiskers turned to see an old owl perched on a branch. Its eyes gleamed like polished marbles. "I am," Whiskers admitted. "Can you help?" The owl hooted, and its wings spread wide. "Follow the North Star," it said. "It'll guide you home." And so, with the North Star as his compass, Whiskers embarked on his greatest adventure yet, the journey back to Mrs. Thompson's warm hearth. The night was filled with mystery, but Whiskers wasn't afraid. He had stories to tell, and his heart brimmed with joy. Whiskers followed the North Star, its steady glow guiding him through the moonlit fields. The grass whispered secrets as he padded along, and the night air smelled of pine and earth. He wondered if other cats had embarked on such daring journeys. As he walked, Whiskers encountered a wise old hedgehog named Mr. Bramble. Mr. Bramble was curled up in a cosy burrow, his spines rustling like autumn leaves. "Lost, are you?" he asked, peering at Whiskers with twinkling eyes. "Yes," Whiskers admitted. "I climbed trees, chased butterflies, and played with fish, but now I'm far from home." Mr. Bramble chuckled. "Ah, young cat, adventures have a way of leading us astray. Fear not, follow the babbling brook downstream, and it'll take you back." Whiskers thanked the hedgehog and trotted toward the brook. The water murmured, its silver surface reflecting the stars. Whiskers dipped his paw, feeling the coolness once more. The fish had vanished, but he sensed their presence beneath the ripples. He followed the brook, its gentle song soothing his tired paws. Along the way he met a family of fireflies who danced around him, their tiny lanterns illuminating the path. "Keep going," they whispered. "Home awaits." And so Whiskers walked, his heart full of wonder. The night held secrets, the rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and the scent of wildflowers. He imagined telling Mrs. Thompson about his escapade, the tree climbing, the butterfly chase, and the babbling brook. Finally he reached the village outskirts. The familiar rooftops came into view, and Whiskers' tail twitched with joy. Mrs. Thompson's window glowed warmly, a beacon for her adventurous cat. Whiskers bounded up the path, his paws eager. Mrs. Thompson opened the door, her eyes wide. "Whiskers!" she exclaimed. "Where have you been?" Whiskers rubbed against her legs, purring. He couldn't explain his journey, the owl's advice, the hedgehog's wisdom, and the firefly's encouragement, but he knew one thing: adventure was worth every step. And so Whiskers curled up by the fireplace, his fur drying, and listened to Mrs. Thompson's scolding. She hugged him tightly, relieved to have him back. Whiskers closed his eyes, dreaming of moonlit meadows and starlit paths. From that day on, Whiskers remained a curious cat, but he never strayed too far. He'd had his great escape, and now he cherished the warmth of home. Vocabulary notes. Cosy, adjective, comfortably warm and snug. Example, the cat curled up in a cosy corner of the room. Penchant, noun, a strong liking or preference for something. Example, Whiskers had a penchant for climbing trees. Gnarled, adjective, twisted or knotted, often referring to tree branches. Example, the gnarled oak tree stood proudly in the meadow. Elusive, adjective, difficult to catch or grasp. Example, the butterfly remained elusive, fluttering just out of reach. Meadow, noun, an open field with grass and wild flowers. Example, Whiskers explored the sun-kissed meadow. Babbling, adjective, describing the sound of a brook or stream flowing gently. Example, the babbling brook soothed Whiskers. Agile, adjective, nimble and quick in movement. Example, Whiskers' agile body allowed him to climb trees effortlessly. Exhilarated, adjective, feeling joyful, excited or invigorated. Example, chasing the fish left Whiskers exhilarated. Astray, adverb, off the right path or away from the intended direction. Example, Whiskers had wandered astray from home. Beacon, noun, a guiding light or signal. Example, Mrs. Thompson's window served as a beacon for Whiskers. Story written by Copilot AI. Image created by Copilot AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.